Oh, good morning, everybody. And I hope you're all feeling as in love with the world and everyone in it as I am this morning. Um, we've been talking, or you've been talking about and hearing about this month interconnection. And we are all, in fact, everyone and everything is connected spiritually. Hold on just 1 minute. I have to get my view fixed here. Okay, there we go. We're connected with everything spiritually. And the first time I saw the term interconnection, I actually had to look up, I had to Google spiritual interconnection just to make sure I knew what I was talking about. Because the lingo in any realm changes over time, right? And as I had guessed, we had had a previous name for interconnection, and it was oneness. So we still use oneness. Oneness is okay. I'm sure there's some kind of nuance that's come along with interconnection that I haven't quite maybe discovered yet. But pardon me if I slip and use the term oneness here and there. But so we can I hope you give me permission to interchange those two things today. And I'm here to talk about the secret ingredient. My title was, What's the Connection? My secret ingredient of interconnection. And the ingredient that connects us all. And that secret is not such a big one, really, nor is it a new idea. The thing that connects us all, you might be guessing from the meditation, to each other and to everything in our lives is love. It's been said that love is the one creative force in the world, in the universe. And God is love. That's what we believe. That's what we talk about all the time in unity. God, love flows through us and through everything with which we come in contact. We use love in our lives, and we speak of love as a motivation for all kinds of things. One prominent thing that comes to mind is to stimulate the sales of products. And also love is often weighed in the balance of things as in, if you love me, you'll give me this or that, according to your current wish list. And this causes a continuous process around us of trying to see the evidence of love in things and gifts and money and things outside of us. And the sad thing is that these are not necessarily, they don't necessarily indicate love at all. So when, what, and where is real love? Well, real love comes from God or spirit. It's a spiritual gift. If God is love, as we often say, then love must have created the universe and our world and all that is in it. If, as our unity principles teach, we have a spark of the divine within us, and we create our own life and world and experiences, then we too can create this world in an ongoing basis with our love, from the divine love that we carry around within ourselves. Eric Butterworth, you knew I'd mention him, right? Eric Butterworth in his book, The Unity of All Life, which I just discovered last year. I just continually discover his books. He was very prolific. And in The Unity of Life, he said, can you imagine having an inexhaustible bank account? Frankly, no, I haven't been able to imagine that yet, but boy, would that be awesome? An inexhaustible bank account. Whenever you have a financial need, he says, all you have to do is write a check, and it is always honored in full. He goes on, because of the unity of all life, There is always love within you with which to meet the changing experiences of life. And there is enough to go around. In all crises of human experience, love is the answer. And the miracle power of love is always where you are and what you need. End of quote. When I was just a child, and I mean a very small child, I learned in Sunday school that God is love. I'm saying it that way because I'm hearing my little self say say that, and all the little selves around me. And that because God is love and God loves me, then I should love everyone else. And you know what? That made perfect sense to me. And I bought it. Hook, line, and sinker. I bought it, and I bought it forever. I literally made a vow to that belief. So here's the thing. When you totally and unequivocally accept that God is love and God loves you, and so you should love everyone, it's pretty near impossible to not love someone just because of their color, of their skin, or their religion, or just because they don't agree with you, even if they don't agree about something really big, or just because they look funny, or they're too big, or they're too small, or too anything. And you can't not love somebody just because you don't really know them, or they aren't always nice to you, because God is love. God loves you, and you're supposed to love everyone. Now, I'm not saying that if you believe that God is love and therefore you should love everyone, that you should just be okay with anything or any way a person treats you. I think a lot of you know from my past talks that I grew up in an abusive home. That was not okay. And I have done lots of forgiveness work about that. But it's not about that. If a person mistreats you or disrespects you or abuses you, it's not okay, but it has nothing to do with loving another child of God. The saying, hate the sin, but love the sinner, is appropriate here. So I pretty much came in just knowing that I should love everyone at a soul level. And it made my life and decisions in my life, for the most part, a lot easier. And because I believe that, I do believe we are all connected at a soul level. So see if you can follow my logic here. Okay, so take a big breath, because here we go. I'm going to weave in and out just a little bit. Just please focus for a minute, and then I'll get you out of there. So if you can follow my logic, if we are all connected at a soul level through spirit and the Christ consciousness, before we get to this plane and after, what if before we get to this plane, we exist as one big infinite soul? And when we express in a body just a part of that one big soul, like a wave that is part of the ocean expresses part of the time as only a wave, then if we express just as a part of that one big infinite soul, then we come to earth in a body and live as that human expression of that one big infinite soul, made in the image and likeness of God. And what if that piece of the one big soul actually can reconnect at a soul level at any time with the one big infinite soul. And I'm just going to call the one big infinite soul God or Spirit. And therefore, that piece of the big soul has at that level access to all the memories and events from the one big soul, from God, where all the other pieces of soul on earth can also connect. So we can connect to the infinite wisdom and remember, if you will, who we are, who we were, and what we knew that is spiritually helpful to us in the present form as we remember who we really are. And maybe some of us even have the gift of remembering the other pieces of the one big infinite soul that expressed as God. So they can be of help to us on our spiritual journey, which, by the way, is what I believe is our purpose for being here, to remember who we really are. It's not about addition. It's about subtraction. Letting go of everything that is not a part of that one big infinite soul. And to carry this one more step, the only way to truly reconnect with the one big soul, God or Spirit, is to truly love the people and things around you that are also expressing God. They carry with them a piece of the infinite love, joy, peace, and wisdom right there that we can learn from, understand, and then love unconditionally, since we are made in the image and likeness of God. Because really, think about it, I think it would be almost impossible to be well connected to God and at the same time not recognize the other pieces of the infinite one, God, within all of the others expressing God. Does that make sense? I hope so. So that's how we maintain that interconnection, by loving others and everything God made. So before I completely lose some of you on that trail I took you on, if you could just suspend any disbelief and come with me just a little further for a moment, let's look at just how we practically get to a place of loving everyone. And in that way, connecting with Spirit. And then it follows that we connect with everyone and everything else. Just how do we make sure we are at a place of interconnection or oneness? Eric Butterworth wrote an essay called Be a Center of Love. I love the name of it, a center of love. It makes me think of like a recreation center, a senior center where people go to get certain things. And I'm just thinking, wow, if you were a center of love, people would just come to get love. And that just feels good to me, a center of love. But just how do we do that? How do we become a center of love? We do it by staying connected to that spark of divine love that is innately in every one of us. And that is accomplished every single day by doing many things that keep that connection. Well, I ran into an article online on a site called A Kind Journey. It's by Taylor Thompson, the co-founder, and it's titled 22 Ways to Bring More Love into the World. Don't worry, I'm not going to recite 22 ways to you, but I want to share some of my favorites with you. And I invite you to look up the website, The Kind Journey, online and see the rest of the list. So here are some practical ways to apply this idea that love creates our interconnection with everything and everyone in the world. It's a practice, just like every other spiritual endeavor in our lives. So first, Be present. Be totally present with everyone you meet. Really listen to people's conversations. This is something I have to work on all the time. My own mind just goes most of the time. To focus and really listen, I have to be determined. So work to really pay attention to the person you're with. Look them right in the eye and listen. Really listen to every word. Don't be thinking about what you will answer or what you want to fix. Just listen. You'll know what to say when the time comes. Next, give 5 compliments. So I don't mean 5 compliments just from here until whenever. I mean at least 5 compliments every day, preferably to 5 different people, especially to people who get on that last nerve. Seriously, you can find something to compliment in everyone. Watch the transformation that follows as people start to use you as a role model. Next, live authentically. Be your authentic self. Don't apologize for being you. Present the real you and don't seek to please everyone else. Ask yourself, what would the real me do? Next, smile. There's not a lot of explanation needed here. When you smile at everyone, it's hard for them not to smile back. And don't worry, people can see your eyes smile even when you're wearing a mask. And it helps you to have a better sense of humor when you smile all the time, even when you're talking on the phone. Next, silently wish that good things will come to people around you. Wish the best for people, all people, especially when you see they're being challenged by life. Even when you don't like what they're doing or saying or how they're doing it. You don't have to say it out loud. Just wish it for them. Send them love and comfort, even if you disagree. Next, ask if you can help. When someone obviously needs assistance or they are just sharing a difficult time with you, you don't have to jump in to fix everything. Just ask them how you can help or support them. And don't be afraid that they'll really tell you and you might be stuck doing something you don't want to do. Most often, they will say thank you. And they will just be grateful for your kindness. And every once in a while, you may have the joy of really being helpful. And by the way, if they do ask for something you don't want to do and you don't feel comfortable doing, be authentic. Tell them you won't be able to do that. And you don't have to say it in a mean way. And you don't have to explain why. But then just ask how else you can help. Next, tell someone what they mean to you. Honestly share what someone means to you. They will really appreciate it and it will make you feel good too. Next, thank someone that provides this, everyone. Thank everyone that provides a service to you. Show your gratitude every single time someone does something for you, small or large. It will be a blessing to them and will fill your heart with constant gratitude, which is the beginning of love. I have begun a practice of thanking my smart speaker every time she does something I ask. It's just good practice and it reminds me to be grateful and it makes me smile when I say, Alexa, thank you. And she says, you bet. Next, send someone a card or flowers just because. Just because. It will warm both of your hearts. And finally, Look for the good in others. Always look for the good in others. It's there, always, really, at the core of all of us. Get used to looking for what's right instead of what's wrong. And soon you'll be surprised at what a wonderful world you live in. And there will be the added benefit of realizing that people frequently rise to expectations. Reverend Tony Stevens Coleman wrote in her article, What It Means to Be Interconnected, this quote: "When we immerse ourselves in the flow of love, we experience our interconnectedness with all humans, with the earth, and with all substance. When we love each other, the world, and all creation, we are able to move to a deeper state where our emotions become woven together and our souls resonate harmoniously. The universe resonates with a shared harmony, and we, as unique threads, are able to unite in the tapestry of the universe." So that's it. My take on interconnection and the not so secret ingredient that makes it happen: love. Practice it every day in every way you can, and soon you will feel that oneness and interconnection that naturally and eternally surrounds your life. Thank you.
Thank you, Betty. And thank you for all of those suggestions on how we can stay connected to others through love.